Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Family Standards Podcast. My name is James Rowindy.
And I'm Amanda, or Mandy Cat. How's it going, everybody?
We just celebrated my my birthday this past weekend early.
Yeah.
But by the time this video comes out, it will be my birthday already.
Yeah. His birthday's on the 29th of this month, November. So it was also his champagne birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty exciting.
I never even heard of that until like last year or like 2-3 years ago. For sure, did not know about that. So it was nice. She had a surprise birthday for me and had lots of the friends come. But yeah, like I didn't want to talk about it at all, but but I definitely had suspicions. Did you happen to invite the LA friends to it as well?
I did, yeah.
That's why I kind of knew.
Why?
Because well, first of all, when I asked in the summertime, like, what the hell are the LA friends doing? They said they wanted to visit us in the wintertime, but they haven't gotten in touch with us. And then I said it in front of you and two of our other friends, and no one said anything.
I don't even remember that instance.
We were at the beach in the summer. And then the fact that the friends didn't say anything as well meant that they must have been all part of the same group and knew. That's in my mind. Months afterwards, all of a sudden I would see the LA friends on Facebook. Oh, you should add this person as a friend request. Oh, who's the mutual friend? You. Oh, interesting. So she's adding them all on Facebook to invite them to a Facebook event group.
Okay, yeah.
So I was actually disappointed when I didn't see them.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I understand that. But I had suspicions the whole time.
That sucks.
Obviously, even when, this weekend came, you're like, I just want to clean the house. Extra clean. I'm like, obviously didn't say anything. I knew it was happening. Like, we even put stuff away that we would never put away, and so I had suspicions for actually like months.
Damn it.
It's okay though. It was actually really hard not to say anything to anyone.
I'm shocked that no one said anything to you.
I mean, everyone did a good job with that, I guess.
Yeah, the LA friends, they thought they were gonna come. They thought they were gonna sell those tickets to the when we were young concert. It was either come to your birthday or go to that. They thought they were selling those tickets. They couldn't sell those tickets, so they went to that. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer. I definitely thought that we were gonna be hosting some friends for the whole weekend.
Yeah, I was expecting that, but it was still a great time. Got to see some friends we haven't seen in a long time too. So
show off our new space.
Yeah, I guess that was the first housewarming.
Yeah,
we've had at the house since being in and actually settled down. So
it's nice to have everybody over. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to play a bit of a game this episode.
Yeah, we're just going to have some fun this episode. Yeah. Lots of people do this, especially back in the day when YouTube was first a thing. But we're going to basically be like testing our...
how well we know each other, kind of.
Testing our... I don't even know how you even say it.
I don't know what this game is called.
There's lots of different versions of it. But we're basically just going to ask each other questions. And then we're going to write down what the answers on our books. And then hopefully we match answers.
Yeah, we'll see.
Even if we don't, I don't care.
If it's a compatibility test, then, I don't know. We'll be good or we won't be good. I just threw my lid across the whole couch, though, so I'm going to fetch that.
Okay, so the first one will ask for me.
Okay.
So what color do I never wear?
What color do you never wear?
Yeah, what color do I never wear?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
You
have I was going to say orange, but you have a burnt orange sweater, so that's a lie.
Burnt orange sweater? What sweater?
Don't you?
Orange? No.
Fuck.
But honestly, that's close enough, to be honest.
Orange and yellow.
Orange, yellows, reds.
Warm tones.
I don't wear warm tones.
You don't wear warm.
No,
which is so funny because that's like all I wear now.
Yeah, but
now that my hair is this color.
I'm branching out slowly a little bit, but...
I've never seen you in yellow.
Yeah, I don't really wear yellow.
Yeah.
I don't really wear orange. I'd say those are all in the same.
I think you would look better in orange than you would yellow.
I'd agree.
It's just the skin tone.
Sure, yeah. I'd agree. But yeah, close enough. Honestly, all those is close enough.
Damn it. Okay.
Oh, God. This is going to be tough for me to answer for you, but I'm going to try, okay?
Okay.
It says, what's your go-to drink?
Like for alcohol?
Yeah.
Or...
I'm assuming it's alcohol. Can we just say cocktails, though?
Yes.
Okay, cocktails.
There's 2 answers that could be accurate, but one is more accurate. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I said Caesar, but down below I did put espresso martini.
Fair enough.
He said espresso martini.
Yeah, espresso martini.
I do love both, but like if we're gonna go to just a bar, I'm not gonna order an espresso martini. Like I bartended for so many years, and if somebody would order that, I'd be like, you can kick rocks. So I wouldn't order that at a regular bar. But I do love me an espresso martini. Oh, show.
One or the other, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, this might be an interesting one, I guess. But so answering for me.
Okay.
Would they rather go out on a Friday night or stay in?
Stay in. Go out? You're a liar.
I mean, no, I'm not considering. Because look, it says specifically, would they rather go out on a Friday night or stay in? If it's Friday night, I mean, typically we try to do stuff on Fridays.
Then why aren't we going to Neon Steve this Friday?
Because then we're doing stuff on the weekends already. We're doing something else this weekend.
This weekend?
We're playing Catan with friends this weekend.
Oh, I forgot.
Yes.
On Friday night?
No, I think that's Saturday.
So we could
Yeah, technically speaking. But yes, on a regular occasion.
Okay.
I would stay in. But if it's a Friday night, we typically would try to do something Friday night.
Yeah, the DJ shows. Okay.
I knew that was going to be a tricky one.
Dang.
So that was like warm-up questions. I skipped a few, but we're going to questions about the past now.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I remember this from last time. So answering for you. As a kid, what did they want to be when they grew up?
You remember it. I've told you this.
Okay, then do it to me then. Let's flip it then.
Do you remember it? Let's see.
I remember it. I made fun of you about it.
What?
Marine biologist.
Yeah. Why did you make fun of me?
We were talking, remember, we got asked a question, what were our dream jobs? And then I asked you, like, what did you want to be growing up? And they said, like, everyone says marine biologist. I'm like, I definitely did not think about being a marine biologist.
I feel like so many kids were like, I just want to swim with dolphins.
Yeah. Not me.
What did you want to be?
I don't even know, to be honest.
I was going to say, you don't
I never
have one.
had anything.
No.
But I think I told you, though, my plan A and plan B when I was graduating high school was paramedic. Or a guitar teacher or something stupid like that.
Right.
Okay, this is going to be interesting because, like, we never talked about this ever, but it's just going to be what you think. So for me, what was my favorite subject in school? And let's just go basics. Let's just go, like, the fundamentals. Science, math, stuff like that. Nothing specific.
Well, I just heard that whatever you just wrote was next to nothing. Did you just put PE or something fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that doesn't count.
That's a subject?
That shouldn't count.
It's still a subject. Physical education.
That's
took it.
Stupid.
You took it. Some people failed it.
What?
I
thought you meant like history, English, math, science, like those kind of things.
Go then. I mean, PE is one technically because I enjoy PE no matter what. I don't think I enjoyed any of the other subjects really, but if I had to choose, I would choose this one. I could also choose my most hated easily.
I forgot what it was called. Okay, I wrote it down. I would assume that yours would be social studies.
I fucking hated social studies.
Really?
Yep, hated it.
But you care about the world.
Not back then, but also just like back then it was just all like, I don't know, just silly stuff. I hated it.
Okay, so you liked science.
Sciences, I guess, yeah, because I did vibe with biology the most, but not that I loved it or anything like that either. I didn't really. That's another question here too. But like, I didn't really enjoy high school growing up. I think one of them says, "Did they enjoy their high school?" Blah blah blah. Like, I definitely didn't.
Right.
I didn't care for high school. I wanted to get out of it as soon as I could.
Fair.
I'm skipping some because like some of we talked about in the past too. But
okay.
What was your favorite place that you traveled to?
Me?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Thailand. Yeah. Duh.
Makes sense.
It's like the best trip of my entire life.
See, I could argue that our trip that we went to could have been better, but no, I would definitely, if I was coming from your shoes, I
got to backpack for a month.
And you went forever.
Thailand.
Yeah, long time,
like
all by yourself. Like, that's a big, huge learning experience and everything.
Totes. Not to say our trip wasn't amazing.
I know. I don't even know. This one says, "What's my biggest regret?"
Yours?
Yeah, but I don't even know.
You don't have regrets.
I usually don't have regrets. We'll skip that one. What do I miss about my childhood?
What do you miss about your childhood? That's a hard question. What'd you say?
Oh, fuck, no way.
Carefree living?
Yeah, play.
I said being with friends, carefree.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's great.
Literally.
I mean, that's the truth, though. Even though it's cool because now that we're living the lives that we're living, I feel like we're really getting as close as we can to that.
Yeah.
We're giving us the opportunities to live life that way, which is super cool.
But still, yeah, like your best memories, you always talk about like just being with the boys on bicycles, roaming around, carefree.
Literally.
You know, so.
Every weekend. Interesting. We never talked about this before, but for you, do you have someone that got away?
Do I have someone that got away?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah. I mean, you might have, but you tend to just forget everyone in your past anyways.
Exes are exes for a reason. 100%
yeah, but
stand by that.
technically speaking, they don't even have to be an ex. Like,
I guess so.
You would have never had to date them. I know of one that got away, but like at this point when I think about it, it's not anymore.
Right.
But like for sure for a while, many years, I felt like there's this one girl that we connected with very well and shit happened and I apologized, but things were still weird and we never ever ever dated. Yeah. Super strange.
I'm still trying to think if like there's anyone, but like I guess there was one person that I thought I could see myself with, and then we had sex and I was like, oh fuck no, never again.
I don't know who this is.
I think I may have mentioned this. This is the person that made the monkey gorilla sounds at me.
Oh, I think you're I remember laughing about that. I do.
Like, yeah, we were so compatible and then we had sex and nope, absolutely not. So
the last question in this section of the about the past is, what's the most spiritual experience I've ever had? And you know that about me already, so it doesn't matter. So we'll go to the next section.
Your LSD or acid
Sure,
trip?
I'd say so. I'd say that's the biggest one for sure.
Yeah.
Questions about the future. What's the number one thing on my bucket list? Number one. That's interesting. I won't get upset if you don't get this right, because I don't really do stuff like this anyways. I don't really think in that regard, but hopefully we're on the same page here.
This is a hard one. Oh, buy a home. I said be satisfied with your life when you die.
Yeah, that's not a bucket list. I wouldn't call it like a bucket list item.
No, I don't know.
It's more of just like,
yeah, I
guess a goal to live out my entire life.
Buy a house. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't really, I'm not one to like.
I know you don't
go crazy
really
like that. But buying a house is definitely something I want, right? Like a lot. In the near future, in the really really near future.
I know. Hopefully.
Where do you want to live in the future? Oh.
I said here or USA. He said BC.
Which is where we live.
Which is where we live. My thing right now is that like I love Canada and everything about Canada is great except for potentially them doing that weird shit with social media. And if they start banning social media, then I will not be staying here because that's obviously going to affect our careers. And like also sometimes I just get really like upset because like everyone that's in our industry is living in LA or Vegas or wherever, and it just feels like we're really far away from everyone, but we'll see. Yeah,
my biggest thing is just like moving to the States.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Especially with our jobs. Like it's not easy to become a citizen. So
plus it's like cost of living is still like crazy, and then we're going to American politics.
No free healthcare.
Just everything, it's different. Okay, all these ones suck. Like we all know. Like how do I feel about marriage, babe? Right? Do we want kids? So this future stuff, we're already in it. We're past this future stuff.
We know all this.
Okay, questions about sex. So for me, what is my biggest turn on?
What is your biggest turn on?
What is my biggest turn on? I don't even know what to write.
I know. There's too many. There's too many. I went with a simple answer. My ass.
Your booty.
Yeah.
Especially when you're just laying naked on the bed, just chilling on your phone.
It's always when I'm laying on my stomach on the bed.
Yeah. Should we just do yours too?
What, my biggest turn on? That's a hard one to answer.
Yeah, I don't even know, really. I don't even know.
Your smell.
Oh.
Ear play? It really does work though. Ear play. That's funny. Not actually like playing with my ears, but like, whispering and licking and kissing and nibbling on my ears. Something about that. Woo.
Okay. What is my biggest turn off?
Your biggest turn off?
Yeah. Not your booty.
Yeah. What? I really don't know.
Very general though, I think.
I can't answer this. I don't know. I would literally say just like if you're not attracted to someone. I don't know.
Can we show mine?
Yeah. Smells, tastes. Okay.
That's like general though.
Yeah.
Right? I think it turns off everyone.
Yeah.
Nothing specific though, really.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever run into that problem just because I'm such a psycho.
I mean, other people too.
Right. Yeah.
Other people.
True.
True. Should we do it for you?
Well, we know what it is.
Do I?
My biggest turn off?
Your biggest turn off.
It's just like what I'm psycho about.
Oh, kind of the same then.
It's just hygiene.
Yeah.
It's just hygiene overall.
Kind of the same.
Yeah.
We already know this. What's their biggest fantasy, kink, or fetish? We literally just talked about this.
We talked about this on our Kinks episode. If you haven't listened to our Kinks episode, go back.
We'll do it for you first. Ready? What is your favorite position?
Sheesh.
I feel like it's changed recently.
You might think so, but I don't think it has.
Really?
Well, okay, maybe it's tied. Do you know both of them?
All right, 2. Okay,
ready? Missionary and doggy. Yeah, he got it. You got to say yours out loud because there's some people that aren't watching. That's missionary and doggy.
You've always loved missionary.
Yeah.
And then we were literally just talking about this, and I think you started really liking doggy recently more and more.
It really depends. I am someone that has to have clitoral stimulation, so it has to be a position where I can get my hand there comfortably and have space to do so. So I think it really just depends on like how far apart my legs are.
Well, also though, because before, the reason why you liked missionary so much is because you like seeing and you like kissing. Right? Which is funny because you don't actually like kissing, but you do like kissing.
Yeah.
But before, like, yeah, missionary because you like visually seeing me and you like being close enough that you can kiss me or whatever.
Yeah.
And doggy was the opposite of that. Doggy, you just see, you don't see me, right? Now me is not a factor, I guess. You don't need to see me anymore.
It's like the mixture of like, you know, missionary is like the love fucking that I love so much, and then doggy is like the fuck me.
I guess they both have their different purposes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is for me. Am I into quickies or do I prefer to take my time? Kind of tricky. I like both.
No, I was gonna say take your time. Only because you like edging so much.
Yeah, but also like we don't actually ever do quickies.
Not really.
No, but I would enjoy one, but it's harder for you obviously. So we don't do quickies.
I'm not a quickie kind of gal.
Exactly. So
well, except for when like we were being like sneaky at like college and like fucking in the bathroom, but like I didn't. Was I getting off at those moments? I don't think so.
I mean, maybe that turned you out enough to the point where it did.
I think it was mostly just like being sneaky and doing something rebellious, but I don't know. I don't know if I did or not. Maybe I did. Jeez.
Sandals.
Sorry, our cats are being brats.
This is for you. Where is your favorite place to have sex?
My favorite place?
Outside. I'll have a bedroom.
I mean, yeah. Bedroom's nice just because, you know, obviously our bed is great, but outside for sure. I love outside sex. Nature.
Okay. Do I like to use sex toys?
Do you like to?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Indifferent. Don't really care.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing is before, when we first started getting together, we weren't using lots, and I felt like we both had this thing or this idea of like, oh my god, like our sex is so good that we don't need to use anything, especially with you in regards to vibration, because that was a big thing before we met.
Yeah.
And then when we finally met, like you mentioned that I was like the only guy that could really, or like, you can actually come without using vibration with me.
Yeah, like I was a full-blown vibration addict before, and that was the only thing that would get me off. So when we started having sex and I didn't need it, I was like, oh fuck, I should probably just not need it then. But and so now we found a good balance of
I
not
also think
needing it.
You don't need to be afraid of. I think that was a big thing too. Is like I felt like you were afraid to get hooked with vibration or feel like if we start vibration, then you need vibration.
Yeah. But
I've read books in tantra and stuff like that talk lots about like there's definitely a healthy balance. If you enjoy vibration, then yeah, of course you can use vibration. There's definitely a healthy balance for everything. So yeah, we're using more stuff now, and you know, if we're talking about stuff for me personally, you would use them, but like, I don't know, I still don't.
You're not in love with them yet.
Yeah, doesn't do anything. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and maybe we just need to use it more or do it more. But if I'm not even thinking about it or asking for it, then obviously in my mind I just feel like doesn't really mean much to me. Okay, this is questions about values now.
Oh gosh. Okay,
so for you, what quality do you value most in others?
As a partner or
others? People in general, I think.
Motivation.
Drive.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Drive.
Is that something you always knew, or is that something that, you know, like now that we've been together for so long and how our relationship has developed, you're kind of seeing it more so?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I've just always been a hard worker. It's not like I don't... Like, I've understood that not everybody has to be a hard worker. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that, I don't know how to describe it. It's just important to me. Can't be with someone that doesn't work hard. Can't be friends with someone that's not driven or motivated. Don't know why.
I mean, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, how important is money to me?
Mediocre.
Somewhat. Same?
Yeah.
I guess it's the same. Yeah, I mean, just enough to like...
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I really want to pay off for all of our debt. Main
debt
priority.
Buy a house, but
yeah,
you don't need to be like luxury living by any means. You've never been like that, so
it's hard to know that if that were to become an opportunity, though, if that would change.
Not like you'd say no to it, but I don't. Yeah.
Or if it would change me as a person. If I had a shit ton of money, would I change as a person? I'd like to say I wouldn't.
Everyone does a little bit at least.
To a degree, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. We both have lived so stingy.
Yeah.
In our lifetime that I'm so used to living that way anyways.
Yeah.
I feel like even if we did get some actual money flowing, well, it's going to be debt, then it's going to be investments, and then house, obviously, and it's building our business.
Yeah.
Like spending the money back into us. It won't be like for like cars. And
yeah, you don't like to flex.
No reason to. All right, interesting. I mean, we could just talk about it if you want, but what are your thoughts on open relationships? Oh, you skip that?
Well, I mean, open relationships, it's different than what we're doing, so I guess we could talk about it.
I mean, okay, so this is an interesting discussion because technically speaking, we are in an open relationship.
I wouldn't say that.
Technically speaking, I would say we're open.
Okay.
Because we're opening our love to others, not just keeping it to ourselves.
Right.
Once you involve more than one person, technically speaking, you're opening a relationship with the two of us. But the way I view quote unquote open relationships, I don't view that term in a good way. For some reason, to me, when I hear open relationship, whether that's past experiences or just experiences I've heard from other people, when someone says that they are in an open relationship or they're looking for an open relationship, they typically just want to fuck. That's what it seems like to me.
They just don't want to stay.
They don't want to commit. They don't want to commit, and they want to enjoy themselves with multiple people.
Right.
That's the only times where we've really heard the term open relationship. Also younger years too, right? Like early 20s, mid 20s. I feel like people were getting into open relationships, and that's what you would see in those open relationships. So maybe that's the reason why I view it in a bad way. But again, technically speaking, I'd consider our relationship open. But I would never want to call it that. That's why when someone asks us, like, what are we? I'd be like, oh yeah, we're polyamorous. What's your view on it? Yeah,
I mean, mine's the same. I still don't think that what we are is considered open. To me, think those are very different things. To me, like, open is, like, in a relationship, you wouldn't have to tell your partner when you do something with someone else. You know, like, oh, we're open so we can both, like, do whatever we want and, like, not have to come forward about it is kind of what I feel like most people end up doing. Whereas, like, polyamory, typically, it's a communication thing. Obviously, some people do polyamory in the sense that, like, they do things with other people without each other. But for the most part, it sounds like people, like, openly talk about it when they do those things.
Or at least they should.
Yeah. From who I've spoken to anyway, it seems that way. And it seems like anybody that says they're in an open relationship is just like a relationship where they fuck around and, like, their communication is super poor together.
Yeah, maybe it's just a terminology thing.
Yeah.
Because I've also been asked from close friends that we know, like, hey, are you guys open? And then I have the whole rundown of that, and then they'll be like, "Oh, like, but we've been open too." But they talk about it, so or maybe they don't talk about it. I guess I don't know. It's just a terminology thing. I think for us, we just view the term open in a different way.
If somebody were to walk up to me and be like, "Oh, so you and James are in an open relationship?" my answer would be no.
I would just tell them that's Spleel. We're polyamorous. We're polyamorous. That's what I would say.
Such an interesting.
But that's the thing though. Most people, I feel like most people, when they know of us now or knew of us in the past, that's what they would consider our relationship though. Open? Well, think about all the amount of people that have been reached out to you that knew you in the past. Hey, oh, you guys are doing this now. Me and my wife are swingers, and they want to get in right away, right? Yeah. So I feel like people view us as being open, and we just had that chat with one of our friends over the weekend. I had that one chat with her friend, and she said all she thought what we were doing was sex. Like, she thought that polyamorous was just sex. I'm like, no.
Oh, interesting.
Polyamorous is like relationships and love.
Yeah.
And she didn't understand that until I literally had to describe it to her. So for people that don't understand or that they're quick to judge, they literally just think of it as sex, or being open as sex. But yeah, we definitely view it differently.
Yeah.
Let's just do it for you. What influences your decision the most?
What? That's a hard one to answer.
That's a hard one to answer. I put sense of satisfaction.
Okay. I put self-achievement / success.
Yeah.
So.
I guess it's in the same range.
Yeah.
I just think, because even like, what about just for fun stuff, right? Like, you want to make sure you're always enjoying. If we're going out, for example, you want to make sure you're going out because you're enjoying yourself, or how much fun or satisfaction you'll get out of doing something. Obviously, for work related, and that makes sense too. But I was trying to encompass just like as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, I only think about myself for the most part. I mean, I think about you, but I do think about myself first in every situation.
Ruthless.
I know.
Just kidding.
It's just how it is.
I'll always be number 2, guys.
Hey!
She's number 1.
I'm sorry.
In my head, that's how it works too.
Is it?
I'd say so.
Like, you think about yourself first?
No. I'm number 2 in my head. You're number 1.
What do you mean? In our relationship?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Aww.
Because, but the thing is, even in our entire relationship, though, think about it. You've been the planner. You've been the one the organizer. I just like to do whatever you want to do because of your sense of satisfaction.
Yeah.
So whatever, if you want to do something, I'll do it with you. I'm gonna enjoy my time, but that's the reason why I enjoy it when you kind of do stuff. And we've had this discussion before.
Right.
You obviously want me to, do stuff too, because we'll talk about that later too. Because that's actually another question is there's love language questions on here as well.
Oh, okay.
And but like, for the lots of our relationship, I would let you lead because I just want to make sure you are enjoying yourselves. I wouldn't want to do something and have you fucking hate it, because I would never hear the end of the day. That's why
I just wouldn't do it.
That's why in my mind I'm always just like, you know what?
But I'm fine with you doing things on your own. This is where
very much
get
so.
into issues.
We don't care.
I refuse to do things I don't want to do. You please go and do it if you want to do it. I'm not going to do it.
But we never really been in those situations before.
Yeah.
Because I don't do it.
Because you just won't do things on your own if I don't want to do it.
I mean, it's not like I want to do things on my own. When I go hang out with the boys, or when I go trick, or when I go do stuff like that, make music, you're not tagging me along on any of those stuff.
No.
Other than that, those are the only times I have things that I do on my own. Everything else we do together.
Unless we like get invited to do something, and I'm like, well, I don't want to.
Yeah, but very rare though.
Yeah.
It's always gender related. If you're having a girls' night out, I won't tag along. Obviously, you go with your girls. No biggie. If I'm hanging out with the boys,
I think we're thinking of different things, but that's okay.
Even in regular stuff, typically speaking, if we both get invited to something, we'll both end up going anyways. There has been many situations in our relationship.
No, there hasn't been many.
What's a non-negotiable for me in relationships?
Trust. Oh, fuck.
I was thinking about sex.
Trust.
But beyond sex for me would be trust.
Oh.
Loyalty.
I should have known that one. I put love, sex, and compassion.
And you ain't wrong. But
trust, yeah, you're right. Trust for you, for sure.
For sure, yeah. But like, I mean, back then, trust for sure. I mean, but now that our trust is so established,
we just don't question our trust.
Yeah, we don't even think about it anymore.
But it was a really big factor when we first started. I shouldn't have thought about that one.
That's okay. No biggie.
We just don't not trust each other anymore with anything. So
I literally had this conversation with a friend, because for me, in my past relationships, I was cheated on. Lots of relationships, multiple times by those partners. I didn't even know what trust was. I didn't even know what love was anymore. Amanda really showed me how to love again and showed me how to trust again. But that trust was broken for so long. I had no idea how to make my way back. Before Amanda, though, when I was dating other girls after I've been cheating on, your brain goes into really negative and bad spaces because your trust has been broken. And it's hard to trust the other person, even if they say, good words, nice words. You just have a feeling deep down because of how you've been treated in the past. So your brain is preoccupied by negative thoughts. Oh, she's going out to the club tonight without me. Oh, she's probably gonna be dancing with some other guys, blah, blah, blah. Because that literally was my reality. That happened multiple times where my girlfriend would go out and then I would hear from other people that she was dancing with some other guy. Even though I tried to trust her. That really messes with you. So meeting you and building a relationship to the way it has, especially when we got married, I would say my memory of your vows to me, I'll always remember it, because you know how much trust and faith and and all that meant to me. You freed me from that negative headspace of constantly thinking about worries that my partner's doing something behind my back. And when that's free, oh my God, it's honestly such a huge weight is lifted off your shoulders. Your brain has way more a space to think about positive things where you're not stuck in the dark. I don't want to say I'll never be in that position ever again. I just don't think I will. But to even think about living that life back in the day mentally, oh man, I don't even want to be there anymore. Those are rough times. I totally forget about it now because of the relationship that we have together.
Totally.
It's crazy. But yeah, we don't even think about trust anymore. No. It's because it's fully there.
But it was rocky to start.
Of course.
It took time.
Of course it took time
to build it.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about.
It is weird to think about, and it's sad to think that people out there are living in relationships like that, and that they don't know any better. That's brutal to me.
It is.
Yeah. Anyways, yes.
I love you.
The liberties of love, man. Like it just feels so good.
It's communication.
Yeah.
It's literally communication.
And like a side note too, like when I was just talking about our relationships with other people recently, it's because I trust you so much that we were able to build our relationship to the way we're going now.
Definitely.
To be with other people and to bring other people into our relationship. It's because of the amount of trust and communication we have.
100%.
If we didn't have that, there's no way this would happen.
Absolutely not.
I literally explain this to people about like how our love for each other has unlocked a secret level in life for us. Now that we love each other so much, we're able to experience love with other people. And I feel like it's because of our love that we're able to get to that point. Like we unlocked a secret level. Not many people get to experience that level in life because they don't get to that level of love. And I always say, like, when I see true love in other people, it's so heartwarming to see because I know what it feels like. You know, in my old job, I had lots of clients that were older, 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, and the one thing that I always say is if you have true love, like keep it, because not many people get to have it. And when I would explain my love that I have for Amanda, they would all say, sounds like you have true love. You know, it sounds like it's true. And I believe it. So then when you're there and you see it in other people, it's just nice to see, because I just want people to feel what we have or experience what we have, because what we have is amazing. You know, I feel like sometimes we take it for granted because we're in it all the time, but oh man, I don't think I feel bad for people not getting to experience what this kind of love feels like.
It's hard to be around like couples when I know that they're not getting to experience
for sure
the way that we are. And
it just sucks because again, they don't know any better. I know, right? Some couples, some relationships don't know any better of what true love can feel like. And that's what they think love is, you know. It's a sad thing because you have to experience it to know it. Exactly. And how do you experience it without experiencing it? Getting there, yeah. So yeah. Okay, that was for me. This is for you. Okay, I got marker all over me. How do you like to give love? So is this love languages? Basically. But through experiences. Through experiences, yeah. I do everything like for planning. I make sure that we're constantly doing things. Yeah. This is a tricky thing because the first question is how do you like to give love and how do you like to receive love? Okay. But I think we've had this conversation, and this is what I've really learned a lot this year. How valid. I used to shit on love languages so hard growing up. Yeah. Majorly. But this year, the value of love languages to me really poured through, and understanding love languages a little bit more. But then I just had a really weird shift in my brain. That's really helped me understand this about you better and understand love languages in general better too. But typically speaking, the way you give love is the way you want to be received or reciprocated. Because that's the only love. That's the only love you really know. So if that's the love you only know, you is like doing stuff, planning stuff, acts of service. Mine's acts of service. Yes, that's the way you know. That's the way you understand love. So of course you're gonna give love that way. That's how you understand it the most. Yeah. And it's also the way you like to receive love. It was that latter part that took me a while to understand. Once I figured out that you love planning and doing stuff, I was like, oh, I just need to do that to her now. Because for a while there, I'm just like, how do I show you love? Because, you know, we do it very differently. Yeah. So mine's definitely acts of service. I love to do acts of service for other people. And all I want in return is like
been shown appreciation for all the things that I do, basically. Like, just acknowledge all of the hard work that I put into the things, and I'm happy. But it's when people don't acknowledge all the work that I put into, like, say, planning a trip. If I'm up for like a week, making sure I get like the best, cheapest flights and like the hotel and, you know, planning all the things, I want to make sure that like people are acknowledging how much effort I put into those things.
So it's definitely, I would say your main one is probably acts of service, and then your second one is the words of affirmation. Then probably that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because
acknowledgement.
Yeah, acknowledgement of that. Because mine, which took me a while to figure out too, because I always thought mine was just, you know, physical touch.
Yours is words of affirmation.
Yeah, my first one for sure is words of affirmation. I just like, same thing as you, like to be acknowledged, right? If I'm doing something good, you let me know I'm doing something good. Or, if, you know, just like compliments or encouragements, stuff like that. I do that all the time with people. And then that's when I realized, oh, that is my love language, because I dish out compliments all the time.
You're the compliment giver, yeah, for sure.
Because I know how good I feel when I receive a compliment or when I do that. So I just want to make sure other people are feeling good. So I'm always dishing out compliments. And yeah, that's what made me realize, oh, that's my love language right there. Easy. It just took me a while to realize that, which is so funny in the head because it's so obvious, it seems.
What are the 5 love languages? Can you read them out again?
Words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, physical touch.
Okay, number yours from like 1 to 5, what you would think is most important for you.
I would say my number 1 again is words of affirmation. My number 2 would be physical touch. My number 3 would be acts of service. 4, quality time. 5, gifts.
That's a tough one for me. I didn't think mine was words of affirmation. It's not even like I like compliments that much. I just want to be like acknowledged for when I'm doing the things.
But that is affirmation.
Is it?
Yes, that is. But you definitely like, you know, you definitely doing stuff, planning stuff, doing all that. You just want someone to do that to you. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I almost want to say mine are like acts of service, words of affirmation, maybe gifts, quality time, and touch. I don't know. I like being touched, but like when I don't want to be touched, I definitely am pretty like cold to touch.
Sure.
You know, yeah. I know you felt that.
I'm just sensual, so I like that connection when I'm touching someone.
Yeah.
Quality time is important, but like, man, there's times where we sit in different rooms of the house and we just sit and we hang out by ourselves.
I know.
Right? So I don't think quality time is our main one.
Well, we spend so much time together on the day-to-day with our kind of jobs and stuff that like, yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes I'll be on this couch and you'll be in that room over there and we're just doing our own things.
I feel like we almost need our alone time
to a degree
now, more so.
So quality time is definitely not like a huge one for us. And then for me, I don't really care too much about gifts, which is a hard one for me. Which is funny because I have a friend that really likes gifts, and I saw him during my birthday celebration this past weekend, and I had to tell him, man, I just started understanding love languages more, and I apologize because obviously your love language is gifts. You've given me so many gifts, and I apologize, I haven't given you a single one.
I don't know who this is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's always giving me gifts growing up. And
he is a gift giver. You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
He is. And then he even
made you that one thing.
Yes. He even said, "Don't worry about it, man, because even so, my gifts are so specific. It'd be impossible for you to figure out what to get me." Which I get it, but still, that's definitely his.
I'm sure
language.
Even a generic gift would hit hard for him.
For him, yeah, because again, that's just how he expresses love. That's how he understands love. So yeah, that's what made me realize why love languages are so important. I didn't really understand, and now I do. Am I more passive or confrontational?
Passive.
Passive.
That was easy.
Yeah, super easy.
James is the passive one. I'm the confrontational one. It works.
But again, like, you know, you definitely have taught me to have more of a backbone for sure.
Yes. And you've also taught me to not be such a psycho.
Exactly. So we basically met in the middle at this point. Very well. You know, there's moments where I just want to become, you know, that there's some moments where we're like, especially when we're driving in the car and you're driving and it always happens to you. But man, do I ever just really want to, because my old car never had a working horn.
Oh, so frustrating.
I'd always have to like just get out of the way for people. in parking lots, stuff like that. People aren't paying attention. Now that I have a horn, I just want to lay on the thing whenever I get the chance to. Haven't had the experience
and I get to lay on my horn
every
all the time.
I'm driving with her specifically, idiots all around. I'm like, just lay on that thing. Lay on it.
And I'm such an ass too. Like if someone really does something that pisses me off while driving, like I'll just lay on my horn and I'll keep it going. I'll just be on their ass and keep my horn going. I don't go fuck.
Well, there's times I'm like super just like irritated in general, and it's definitely just a me thing. But like I'm super irritated, and maybe you're really irritated, and we're out in public, and you know, guys are being idiots towards you. There's been moments where I'm just like, do something. I'll fucking roundhouse you in the face, dude. I'm ready for it.
But the amount of times that I've blown up at people in public and you haven't.
Yeah, I just don't do that. I mean?
Like you just don't do that.
I don't do that.
If someone catcalls me in Superstore, you bet your fucking ass there's going to be a scene. I don't give a fuck.
It's obviously very different though, right?
Yeah, I'm a woman.
Yes.
I get catcalled all the time.
And I've never been catcalled in my life. Okay.
So.
And if we're out in public together, like, and that's the thing too. Okay, people can call me a bitch or whatever, but like, dude, my woman knows how to stand her own ground, man.
Yeah, I don't need you to tap in for me.
Like we're in public, someone does something to you, I just stand there and watch and smile.
Unless someone starts to like beat my ass.
Oh, then it's a different story. Yeah. But most men are so caught off guard by you, that they just fucking cower away.
Totally.
Like, and I love watching it happen in front of me.
I've like full blown stomped and barked at people, like actual like. Just to see, and they get so scared. I love it. I love being the hot crazy bitch. Fuck with me, I fuck you up.
Yeah, and I really enjoy watching it go down, because these guys do not expect that from women.
No,
because women don't actually usually act that way.
No,
so I pull out the popcorn and everything, man.
I'm waiting. The next time something like this happens, my tattoo artist told me I should start making like demonic sounds. I've never done it yet, but like just turn around like go cross-eyed at someone. I think it'd be great. I haven't had the opportunity, but yeah.
Okay, this is for you.
Okay.
Do you respond quickly or need time to process in an argument?
Time to process.
Time.
Yep, definitely. I used to literally we used to get in arguments and I would leave, or I say things I don't mean. You know, that's the thing. Like I've been in so many arguments in the past, like previous to James, where I would just like hot-headedly say things I don't mean, and then like, you know, you can't really take some things back. So then it got to the point where I needed time to like process my feelings.
Well, I also told this to plenty of people too, but like when you're angry, I can't remember the whole science behind it. I remember hearing it a long time ago, but when you're angry, chemically something changes in your brain, which actually makes it so you can't think straight. Yeah, that's why when you're having a heated argument at the moment, right? I don't know if you ever had this in the moment in the past, but you're having an argument and you just said something like some stupid ass shit, like shit that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And then you'll fucking go away and you'll sit by yourself and you'll think about things, and then you're like, oh my god, I could have said this, I should have said that, I could have said that.
Yeah.
Plenty of times, right?
I hate that shit.
That's because you calm down and your brain can actually process things properly. Which is funny because most people don't realize that. But yeah, like I had to understand about you and give you your space a little bit. You know, I feel like you've come a long way regarding that.
Definitely. For
sure. But there were times I'm just like, man, we have an argument. I know she needs her space. Sometimes space can literally mean a week. And then in the entirety of a week, I'm just like killing myself emotionally because I know she's hurt and I'm feeling hurt because she's upset and she's upset with me, so I feel bad about that situation, but she don't want to talk about it yet, so I'm just there patiently waiting for however long.
Yeah, that was rough.
But those moments don't happen anymore because you actually like to bring stuff up immediately right away too, which is great.
I might need like 5 or so minutes, but then like we tackle that quickly.
All that really means is that you're getting better to dealing with it up here. Really.
Yeah.
You're calming yourself more quicker, faster, and having your thoughts processing a little bit better for you, which is great.
We're growing.
Because you definitely weren't like that at the beginning, that's for sure.
No.
Okay, this is for
you.
Me? Am I more, this is interesting. Am I more logical or emotional?
We're going to answer differently.
Both?
You are pretty much both.
It depends on the situation.
I said logical.
In my opinion, usually I would say typically logical. If we're talking about everyday tasks, blah, 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 logical makes sense. But it depends on the subject because, you know, some emotions are good. Sometimes leading with emotion can be a good thing. But typically speaking, I try to not lead my mind through emotions. Usually logical.
Usually logical.
This is for you?
Yeah.
This is easy. Do you prefer structure or going with the flow?
Funny. That's so funny. You guys, everyone that watches this podcast probably knows the answer to this.
We'll say after 1. 3, 2, 1. Structure.
Of
course. What about me? Structure or flow? 3, 2, 1. Flow. So it actually deems very difficult for us to do stuff at times because of that reason.
Yeah.
Right. But again, if you like structure, I'll go with you because I like going with the flow anyways. And then your flow is structure. Right. So typically speaking, we'll just do whatever you do because
my problem with going with the flow a lot of the time is if I'm not structured and I'm not the one making things happen,
you can't trust it.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. If I don't make plans during the weekend, guess what? We don't do anything. It's so difficult. And I feel like that even with like a lot of our friends, like I feel like I'm one of the only ones that initiates to do to actually do things.
But that's the issue, right? Because I can say right away that because you are the one that does that, you take the reins for it. It really does make the people around you, me included, take a backseat on it. Because you do it all the time and you do it so well, people, it just makes it so other people feel like they don't need to think about it because you do it.
And then it fucking drives me crazy.
Yeah, so it's a hard one. It is a hard one.
Why does no one else plan anything?
It's a hard one. You just need it. You know how people say type A and type B personality types? I don't know that enough.
I don't know what those mean.
I think type A means, I think you're more of a type A in regard of like that kind of stuff. You just need more type A people in your lives.
Like I just want someone else to like book a whole weekend of fun activities and be like, hey Mata, all I need from you is your $200 and come on in and I've planned everything.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
And then in my mind,
no one does that.
This is the hard in the past for me, but I'm getting better at dealing with it in my mind mentally. But in my mind, I hate doing stuff like that for you because I'm just like, fuck. She's so organized. She likes things so in particular. If I do something wrong in an instant, she's just not going to enjoy herself. But
wrong.
Exactly. We've had this conversation before, but it's just the thought for you that matters.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that you don't get it done often or at all, really, it doesn't even have to be big. As long as you're not putting the thought into doing it, you appreciate it very much. So
in order for life to be worth like living for me and for me to not have constant anxiety, I need to have the next thing planned. And for me, it almost needs to be like one thing per season.
That's fair enough.
Like, I need to have another thing coming up. We just finished this thing. Now I need to plan the next thing. And, I need to have one big camping trip at least and one music festival at least and, one winter cabin excursion. Like, I need to have things going. So I feel like I'm constantly planning them, which, you know what, at the end of the day, do I like to plan things? I absolutely do. But would sometimes I like it if somebody else would just fucking take the reins? Yes, I would.
Which is unfortunate with someone that likes going with the flow most of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is a hard one for us.
It's a tough one.
But again, we're working through it.
We're working on it.
Nothing is perfect. We know what's not perfect in ours, and we're trying our best to fix it. We've had plenty of arguments and disputes about stuff regarding this, you know? So,
yep.
Which is why we can talk so casually about it now in front of each other.
Like, it's funny, but it's an ongoing struggle.
For sure it is.
So.
That was for you?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like most about me?
What do I like most about you?
Yes.
That's so hard. Like, am I supposed to answer this vainly or deeply?
Whatever you want.
Like, are we talking physical or are we talking mental?
Whatever you want. It's whatever you want.
Fuck.
You don't have the hard one here. You just write whatever you like about me. I have to think about what you like about me. And now that you're talking about physical and stuff, shit, now I definitely don't know. Can
we just pick one if it's going to be physical or mental?
Let's do both. I don't know what mentally you like about me the most. Because sometimes I'd argue that what I think that you might like might be the opposite at times.
It's true.
So, okay. I think I got one for sure that will not be wrong.
Passion and arms.
Yeah.
That's what you said?
What arms?
Passion and arms. So I put muscles. All of your muscles.
Which arms is on there? But you definitely grab my arms the most.
I grab your arms the most.
You do grab my arms the most. And it's always the arm to like, You never do that with my legs.
Well, and your pecs.
Oh, my pecs
I really
too.
like squishing your boobies.
You like squishing my boobies.
And and your smell.
Yes.
Your smell is just exceptional. And then for emotional, what did you put?
Passion.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I said connected to emotions. I've never been with a male who's been so like in tune with their own emotions.
I guess passion is accompanied in that, I guess.
Yeah.
Because again, like I was even going to put like my sense of calmness or whatever. But I feel like that can frustrate you at times as well. Even though deep down I know that that's important, but I think it frustrates you at the moment.
It does.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the same basically. That's all the questions.
Sweet. That was fun. I liked it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was a little bit different. We've had a lot of people say that they would like, how did they word it? They just
want to see us communicate with each other more.
They like our banter together.
Yeah. I granted, I understand that, talking about the topics that we talk about, sex, polyamory, all these things are important for sure. But yeah, I think lots of other people just want to see our banter, which is very funny because when we first started getting comments like that online, I'm just like, we have banter?
Do we?
Because like when you think about banter, especially when you watch like dating shows, especially the ones on Netflix, you can tell right away when someone has banter just by the way they riffle off and flirt and communicate with each other. But
right.
I guess when you think about like the initial stages of banter versus just the longer relationship type wise, the banter changes, I guess. I never thought we had banter.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it sounds like from the comments that we've been receiving as people just find it so, I guess, intriguing, like literally how open our conversations are.
Which is hard for us to grasp at many times because it
just seems so normal to us.
Yeah, this is so normal to us. But again, the amount of comments that we've received about like, you know, people saying like, oh man, you guys are doing such a good job representing what good communication looks like. And but again, it's very it lets us know that we're on the right path for sure. Should we answer some questions that we've been asked?
Sure, yeah. I have one that I can do quickly, and then we can go off your phone.
Yeah, we've been asked. We actually asked for some Q&As like a bit ago, and we had a handful of them, so we'll just answer them now as well. Yeah,
they're not building up like super fast, but we want to keep up with the ones that people do ask. Okay, so this one's a little bit of like a TMI question, but I mean, someone asked it, and I don't mind answering it. It is what it is. So yeah, how do you manage bleeding when it comes to filming? So that was a tricky one. And I struggled a lot with that when I first started.
Yeah, me too. That's a joke. I don't bleed.
Well, I mean, you struggled with it too because you were fine with it. You're fine with my bleeding.
Isn't this work related?
Oh yeah, I guess it's work related.
I mean, we can talk about the separates.
But yeah, I'm like super freaked out by female blood, so that was a really tough one. Also, blood is like not allowed on OnlyFans, like at all. Even fake blood. It's really ridiculous.
Like we did a Halloween shoot where you had like a pumpkin head and fake blood
and everything. Clothed. Yeah, pumpkin head with some fake blood, and that got reported and taken down. So crazy. No blood, which means no period content, which is fine. I would never purposely do that, but like, you know, sometimes you go to film something and halfway through all of a sudden there's a little bit of blood or whatever, like shit happens. So that was a really tough one for me. I've made a couple TikToks about this, but so obviously I don't work if I'm like actually bleeding, but if it's just like at the beginning with a little bit of spotting or at the end of your period when there's just a little bit of a tint, I actually use makeup sponges, and I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you if this is good or not. I use like a little makeup sponge and I just shove it up there, and it
works apparently.
It works great, and you don't feel it. I don't feel it. It's comfortable, and I can always get it out. People are like, oh, what if it gets stuck up there? There's nowhere for it to go. It's not going to go into my cervix, and like I can feel my cervix with my finger. So if I just squat over a toilet, I can pull it out. It's totally fine. People have been like, oh, apparently there's like cups and stuff you can put inside of you, but I don't have a long enough canal to be able to put that inside of me and a penis. So as the sponge is what I do. And then, yeah, I don't know if I was working with anybody other than James, like I would have to tell them, obviously, because blood is like a whole nother spectrum on the scale of comfortability and bodily fluids and all that. I mean, we're obviously tested and we're clean anyways, but still, like, blood is just kind of a different subject. So I would still talk to them if that were the case. But I don't know, if a girl were to come here and like start her period, I think I've worked with a couple girls and they've done the same thing. They've just put a sponge inside, and it's not a big deal.
I would think more it would just, I don't think it would be the actual sex the work sex that would take a hit. I think it'd just be more on how you fucking feel.
Yeah,
that's what I feel more.
Definitely.
You know, like that one girl that collabed with you and she ended up having a period, and I just feel bad when I was filming with both of you guys.
Yeah.
I just felt bad that she was going through that. and meeting me for the first time and going through that.
It's just an awkward. It shouldn't be awkward, but it is kind of an awkward.
It is
taboo-ish thing still.
Yeah, I just feel bad that you guys are not feeling your best.
Yeah, well, cramps always come with that, and then you just don't feel like super skinny. You feel bloated.
Yeah, a lot. So I think it's the things that encompasses having your period, not the actual work or the period or the blood itself. Yeah, that's handled easily. Yeah, it's just the factors that around that. Yeah. If we're talking about personal though, see, for me, I don't know where I heard or read it from, and I don't know how much truth it is. Maybe people can fact check it, but supposedly when girls are during their
they're supposed to be more horny.
They're supposed to be the most horniest.
I disagree myself.
And then, but your hygiene is so important to you that you won't even allow yourself to get to the point of feeling turned on. In my opinion, that's how I think you are about it.
Yeah, because it grosses me out that much.
Exactly. Yeah. But if it didn't gross you out, I feel like some girls don't care. Like again, I personally don't care. I've had sex with girls, and I've seen blood on my dick. Yeah. I don't care about that. I personally don't care about that. As long as they're cool with that, I don't care about it. And can I say that sex, they were more horny? Hard for me to really know. Right. But we don't ever have period sex. No. We don't. No. That's okay.
I don't know.
Whatever you're comfortable with, obviously.
My whole system is pissed off during that time for me. I get cramps. I feel like even sex would cause cramps.
The thing is, though,
I don't know.
I've noticed this a lot. Is that when you are having sex, though, most of your simple pains go away. Right. You don't think about it because you're so
even when you've thrown your back out and we have sex, you're like, I didn't feel my back.
I come and I'm like, oh my God, I'm an old man again.
There's my pain.
Or headaches is a big one. Like we'll have a headache, have sex, forget about the headache. Yeah. After sex, oh my God, my head hurts. Yeah. So, cramps may be a different thing, but typically speaking, I found that those pains go away while you're having sex. Yeah. Okay, some other questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Someone said, okay, breeding kinks, but not the actual breeding part. They think it's super misunderstood.
Okay, this
is an interesting one because you have some thoughts about this.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So I've been asked to make breed me content, and they are almost always a top seller for sure. I don't know if it's I don't know. Some guys want you to actually be let's make a baby together kind of thing. And then some people I think just have the kink of wanting to come inside. And so that's a kink of mine. The concept of thinking about you coming inside of me is almost always enough to tip me to the point of an orgasm. So if you were to say that to me I'm gonna fill you with my cum, I'd be like, oh fuck. Yep.
Which is so funny because it either works or it doesn't at times in regards of
if I come or not.
Yeah, because for me, okay, I'll try to do all the things in my toolkit that I have to make her come, and my last tool on the toolbox is me coming myself.
Yeah.
And if that tool doesn't work, well then we're fucked.
But it almost always works. There's only been a few times.
A handful of times where it didn't work. But yeah, even you hearing me closer to climax.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gets you closer. But then also me hearing you getting closer to climax really gets me close because I like pleasing. So me knowing that you're getting so pleased that you're about to come always gets me. So,
but you like to visually see your cum.
I like visually seeing the cum. Yes.
And me, it's literally something weird about the concept of you coming inside of me. And so I feel like that's the breed me concept is, I don't know,
But you don't want to have kids.
No.
That's the weird part.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to have kids. Exactly. So that part of the kink, I don't like. I don't like in my videos, I've basically been begging these guys to breed me or come inside of me. And then part of what they want me to say is let's make a baby together. We're going to have the cutest looking kid. That shit is not cool with me.
That would not throw you.
I do not want that at all. I'm and I don't know if that's why it's such a thing for me is that's my inner woman, my inner body being yeah, you're supposed to reproduce. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I definitely would if you were to be oh yeah, babe, I'm going to come inside of you. I'm going to impregnate you. I'd be no.
Another thing we can talk about too is though, pH wise, we balance very well. Because you said you've had guys come inside of you in the past and you just not feeling good at all.
I like wouldn't even let my ex come inside of me because it would throw off my pH so bad.
So with your ex, for example, did you have the same thing? Did you like him? Like,
that wasn't something I ever clued into being a thing. No.
Well, there you go. So I guess once the pH is right, you understood a little bit better. Or maybe it was because the pH is right.
It just feels something about it. Yeah, it feels right. I don't know. And like
you even said sometimes I balance you out.
Yeah. And this might be a bit of a TMI thing too, but like I don't know. Sometimes as a woman you can just tell when your pH is slightly off. Either it's like you smell a little bit different or your discharge is slightly different. Not to the point of like a yeast infection, but like, you know, you can just tell when you're off. Literally my cure for that is to have him come inside me. I kid you not. Like it just, or after your period. For some reason after your period, you're like perfect all over again. But like that would be like a simple solution for me.
This is something I didn't even clue into, obviously, before us. Like pH.
Oh.
I didn't even think about that before.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just a me thing. Maybe all the girls that I'm with never had any issues to bring it up, but I never thought about it until I met you.
Well, you also you don't have like icky cum.
That's what I mean too. I'm overall very healthy.
You're a healthy
Maybe
person.
that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Because we talk about that lots too.
Some cum just tastes or smells disgusting.
Yeah, for sure.
And yours doesn't. Yeah. And so I do think that's a lot of it.
Health has a huge factor.
We're healthy people. We eat healthy. We're active. We're drinking lots of water. I know I'm drinking energy drink right now, but still. But yeah, no, like I've been with people that like their cum like burns my skin or.
That's wild.
Literally, I had someone give me a facial and like it burned my skin.
That's wild.
It was insanity.
So it's just that acidic.
It was that acidic. Yeah. So
Crazy.
I don't know. It just depends, but yeah.
Yeah, super funny. Yeah, and yeah, for me, yeah, I like visually seeing the cum.
Yeah.
So like I don't understand. Cream pies to me like, I'd rather see the cum.
You'd rather pull out and like shoot it all over my ass. And which to me, I'm like, sad.
We just had sex the other day and I did that and without even saying anything, but then I apologized afterwards, didn't I?
Oh, it was fine.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't. You probably wanted me to come inside of you, and I didn't have to make a mess, but I did.
But you did. You like to make a mess. It's fine. I mean, we gotta both win, right?
Yeah,
can't always.
That's fair. I know.
So
yeah,
we gotta share. We gotta share where you come.
Okay. Someone said to talk about what making friends inside of the industry is like, but also like outside of the industry. They just said that they seem like we have a great friend group.
Okay, that's nice. That's super nice.
Friend group in general, I guess we could just say that I have a big friend group.
Yeah.
That obviously have become your friends. I have lots of friend groups from different areas and generations of my life, and they've all kind of just we all kind of melded together, and everyone gets along to a decent degree.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And yeah, those are our outside of work friend group. We don't really make lots of outside friend group people
hard
anymore. All of our friends nowadays are people in the industry. If we're making new friends.
Well, I mean, so James has had some like clients from massage.
Yeah, plenty.
That have become friends.
Plenty of them.
And that's nice. I mean, I know it's not like technically how you're supposed to do things, but I mean,
different context or whatever. Like,
yeah,
it's all about boundaries. I can have a friend as a client. I'm not gonna cross my boundary with them and fuck them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest thing they don't want, right? But I understand my boundaries with all my friends that I make in through clients. But it's not like we hang out like away from the clinic room though. That's the thing. Some we do. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are my clients, a lot, and only a few of them have gotten to the point where we hang out outside of the actual clinic space.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, basically our friend group is James's friends. I don't really have my own friends anymore, but that's fine. I mean, we've been together for over 5 years. I just feel like your friends have become my friends.
And you've gotten closer to lots of them as
totally.
well.
Like my best girlfriend is one of your best friend's partner.
Yeah,
so it works out perfectly.
And it took some time though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to think of a time where you weren't even around, I thought about this the other day. Like, man, crazy to think. When James was the only single one out of the friend group, because there were times like that. James was the only single guy out of our circle of friends, and yeah, man, to have you part of it, I bet they even think like, how do they even remember James without you? You know, which is so cool.
But yeah, our friends. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have great friends now. We like we said before, we play a lot of board games. We play a lot of Catan, and then yeah, I mean,
just some real talk though, like. and we've been chatting about this a lot too, but because we've been making so many friends in the industry and how busy our lives are becoming, it is harder to see our other outside of work friends.
We're just at different stages of life. Like just the other day, my one good buddy just announced that him and his wife are having a baby. Yep. Right? Obviously super happy for them.
Very much so.
It's just not the path that we're on.
And I even looked at my buddy and was like, hey man, when you told me that, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel.
Yeah.
But I feel actually reassured with our decision of not having
kids. Weren't sure if you were going to have a little bit of jealousy.
Or just like desire of wanting my own.
Right.
And as soon as I expressed that to him, he literally said that too. He literally said, yeah, that's how I feel, man. Everyone around me is having kids. So I'm like, it just felt like we have to get on it. Like we're falling behind
next step.
To a degree. But I understand that though. If you're living a monogamous lifestyle, that just makes sense, right? That is the next step. But because we're polyamorous, and also because of the sex industry, we're so far from that.
Yeah.
I have another question I want to ask you personally that I've been thinking about lots, and we'll talk about it after. But
okay.
But yeah, we've been having a hard time hanging out with our core friends because of that, and also because of the new friends that we're making in the industry. We just connect so quickly and we bond so quickly.
It is hard too. Like, I mean, a lot of the things that are our lives or that we would want to or like to talk about is often too much for some people still.
Exactly.
Like we have to, not that they're asking us to, but we do hold back.
Yeah, we censor ourselves
to a degree in front of some of those people. Yes. So,
and it sucks because I'm a very passionate person.
Yeah, we want to talk about our lives and what we're doing, and obviously, you know, we're not trying to boast or push that into people's faces if they don't want it. So sometimes it is nice to be friends with people in the industry just because they are so hype about what we're doing.
I have a couple of friends / clients that are more open, that totally like are so intrigued and ask all the questions like. And I have all the answers, baby.
Totally.
I'm like, yeah, ask me the questions. We're so open about it. We want to talk about it. That's why we're doing this.
That's even why when our friend this weekend asked, can I ask you questions? We were like, please ask. We're not going to ever shove it down your throat.
Yes, but if you're curious at all,
ask questions.
That's the whole point of all of this. Yeah, we want to talk about it and discuss these things. But yeah, I mean, making okay, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it because we've talked about this plenty of times because we're talking about friends in the industry. In my opinion, there are two types of people in the sex industry.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
That get really big, right? You know, that are blowing up, okay? There's two routes. There's those people that, you know, get really lucky or something really blows up and then they just chase that money, which is fine. We're chasing the money too, but you know, there's those people that chase the money and they'll do anything to keep that money flowing, whether that means that they change their personality a little bit or all they do is post thirst traps. You can tell the people that are going that route. And then there's those people that I find that just like actually like enjoy the work a little bit.
Right.
You have to enjoy the work a little bit, but are just them and open and just being themselves. And you can definitely see those people online. And obviously, whatever you push out, the energy that you push out, it gets attracted. So like, I'm still flabbergasted to all the great people that we met at the Trippy House.
I know.
Because they were just such loving, open, honest people.
That were all genuinely being themselves.
Yeah, really and that was the coolest thing because I wasn't too sure. You know, those were our first time meeting like bigger people in the industry.
You never know.
You never really know. But yeah, like I feel like we definitely cater to that side of being genuine, and I mean that's why we do this whole podcast too. Yeah, and it's kind of hard to see the other people working in that other way.
Yeah, I mean it's not like I don't support them still, but yeah, it's very, very different paths in the industry for sure.
It's also hard to want to work with those people.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I personally will work with them, and I have, but like, we would never be able to ask certain people to be on the podcast.
For sure. Some people are just like so not themselves through necessity as well. Let's just say as well, through necessity.
Some people have to protect some
of
their lives.
Exactly. And unfortunately, they won't be able to be on the podcast ever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I love all of my industry friends. I love all of them, and I love all of them for all the choices that they make.
Yeah, like you know, the craziest part is like all the women that you speak to before you even collab with them, right? Recently, they all just seem to be such amazing people before we even met them, before we even seen them, and they're, you know, some of them are so open about helping as well, and that's a big one in the industry. Lots of people want to keep their tips and secrets to themselves. Yeah. But we're meeting a lot of people that are like, why? Why don't we just share the wealth for everyone? We're all in the same thing together, guys.
We're not competing with each other.
Exactly.
I mean, like you could think of it that way, but like really
Everyone's
at the end of the day, everyone's different. Whoever's going to pay for me might not pay for you, or they might pay for both. I
actually forgot to talk about it because I said that I had a question to talk about the breeding part.
Okay.
I had a question that I thought about a lot recently, and I told some people about this, and I said that I'll tell you during one of our podcasts for the first time.
My sweatpants are going to make it look like I have a dick.
Gray sweatpants.
Great.
My question to you is, because we're talking about the whole breeding thing, right? The breeding kink and the kids thing and everything like that. And for me, for the longest time, and that's why, when I said that my friend announcing their pregnancy, like I felt assured, because growing up, I always wanted kids, and I always thought I was gonna have kids. I grew up with siblings and everything, and I told my mom when I was 18 to have like 3 kids by the time I was 23 or something. That's 1 kid every year, dude.
Okay.
But like, so I always thought I wanted kids, and working with how I feel about kids and with life and as a whole, and I wasn't too sure if subconsciously I was telling myself I didn't want kids because I knew that you didn't want to have kids, right?
I was always worried about that. Yeah.
Me too. So like I had to really make sure that it was my want and my feelings of this. But I can say now, like, I definitely don't even think about kids. Like, I definitely want this path, right? Say, if we end up bringing a girl into our relationship and she ends up wanting to have a kid with me, how would you feel about that?
I would need paperwork to state that I'm not financially supporting that child.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's definitely not the take that I thought.
I'm not supporting a child financially. That's never.
Which is totally fine.
I wouldn't be stoked, I'm not going to lie, because that would mean regardless, there's going to be a child in my life because I'm with you. So I wouldn't be super stoked about it. No. I would consider it. There'd have to be a lot of documents involved for me.
My feelings were because, like, you never wanted kids, but since you met me, there was a slight thought of wanting kids with me specifically, right? If it wasn't with me, for sure no one else, right? Because you never wanted kids. You hated kids before.
Yeah, I've always hated kids.
Yeah, so I thought that in the sense that if a girl wanted to have my DNA, I thought maybe like a tendency of you would be like, I don't think that will happen, because if James is having kids, he's going to be having it with me. I thought that's what like your thought would still.
I would definitely be jealous because, part of me still would love to see what our offspring would look like.
Of course.
So I would have some jealousy for sure in that. But yeah, I actually just don't know that if that were to occur and if you actually decided you wanted to have a kid with someone, I can't promise that I would stay. That's something that I would probably run from. Okay, so that makes more sense to me. Yeah. The fact that you said, like, I mean, documentation, whatever, all that all makes sense. If that were to happen, that would happen. I thought the discussion would be like, okay, well, we just don't bring a girl in that wants kids either. Well, and that's basically... That's ideal, right? That's ideal. I mean, so the 3 that we dated this summer, we knew for sure that both those girls wanted kids. Yeah. And we knew that they wanted kids with him. Yeah. So that was a little bit different because, at the end of the day, I would have still had that conversation with them like, hey, yeah, for sure. But when you and me want to run away and go spend our fucking Christmas in Mexico and they don't because they got kids, then like that's on them. I still want to have a lifestyle of me getting to live my life without children. So that's my thing. Cool. I didn't know what your answer was going to be. You surprised me a little bit, to be honest. I did? In a good way, yeah. I thought it would be like, hell no, no matter what, hell no. So the fact that you said, I wouldn't be stoked, but there would definitely be need. There would definitely. Are you saying that you want to have a kid with someone else? No, I don't. I just didn't expect your answer to be sure. So that caught me off guard. I mean, I wouldn't be stoked, but like if you really wanted it. Yeah, which again, right now, I don't want kids. Say we end up bringing a girl in and then she's like, I want to have a kid with you. I don't know if deep down. If you would want that or not. Because when it's just you, I definitely don't want to have a kid right now because we're living this lifestyle we're going now. That's not even in my mind anymore. But I don't know, again, if that opportunity starts arising again with another woman, like if those feelings of me that wanted a kid in the past would come back out. I mean, we would just have to readdress it too, right? Like if that's like 10 years down the road, who's to say that maybe I wouldn't change my mind to be that to be that person for you? Sure, yeah, exactly. We talk about that lots too. Yeah, there's so many different different things. For me, my number one reason, like, why I don't want kids is I don't want to be held down. I don't want to be financially supporting a child. I don't want to have to be responsible for that child. I don't want to not do things in life because of a child. So I don't know if there was somebody, if we had a third person that had a kid, I just wouldn't probably be the best partner because I'd be fucking off to go do the things I want to do with my life and I wouldn't be there to support them.
Which is so funny because my whole basis of like, you know, kids or no kids is just all about fulfillment in life. And which is why I think people that live monogamously, well, first of all, like, yeah, they're monogamous. What's the next step you're going to do? You're going to have a fucking kid. You're going to have a family, right? People that live monogamously, just that makes sense to them as the next step. But again, because we're living our lifestyle and the work that we're doing, I see plenty of fulfillment in that direction. I don't even have to worry about kids anymore. If we weren't doing this, if we weren't working the way we're working and living life the way we're living, I would say I would still probably want some fulfillment in having a family.
Okay.
But because everything else this is going so much better than being monogamous, I don't even think about kids anymore. So for me, it's all about fulfillment in life. And I can see us being plenty fulfilled living the way we're living now. I don't see kids being that fulfillment for me.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a tricky question. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah. In my mind, it would just make sense to find a girl that didn't want kids either.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, I think that would make sense. And it, you know,
I also don't think I could ever date someone that already had, like, I hands down, I can't date someone that already has a kid. There's no way. I could fuck them. I can't date them. It's off the table for me. That's how much I can't have kids around me. So I don't know. That would be a tough one.
Even if you guys discussed on terms that you did not have to be involved around the kid at all.
How can you be in a relationship like that though?
I know some people that have. They dated a partner. They had 2 kids already, dated a partner, and that partner did not want to have any involvement in their past life at all. So didn't get to see the kids, and it did that for a couple of years. In my mind, how is that even like?
I just don't think that that's very healthy.
I agree.
You know, obviously a mother or a father, their top priority is going to be their child. So like, how can you love someone that's not going to love like your top priority in your life? I
don't know, but there's a fine line now because now that we're being in the world of polyamory, okay, I think the circumstances change a little bit. What if we date a girl? Oh, this gets really tricky.
Okay.
What if we date a girl that has a kid, right? That wants to date us, but is also dating another guy, or something. And
her and him do the kid thing, but she comes and dates us, and we don't do the kid thing.
Yeah, because you know, the kid's getting the needs off of the man still.
Yeah.
Right? And then the girl's just exploring different things. Again, I think circumstances just really change a little bit.
Yeah, and depending on how serious it would be between us dating them.
Exactly.
Again, my thing is, like, you and I are married on paper. We are conjoined financially as one. I'm okay with that. When we start bringing other people in, if it starts to be a serious thing, I've already told you. 100% I need paperwork that states that they don't have access to our money. I don't want to share with somebody that has a kid. I just don't want to financially support.
You would obviously meet someone that would understand that.
Yeah, like they would need to financially support themselves.
Yeah, they would need to understand the situation that we're in, for sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's a tricky one. And I've even asked you before, like, if something were to come where we would form like a trio or a 4, is it better to not be married between the 2 of us? Because then there's always someone that's not on the same equal playing field. I'm actually not sure.
I don't know. Because we get that a lot, you know, oh, you guys are polyamorous. Why are you guys even married? And I didn't even think about that at first because it's so funny because like I didn't view it in that way, but it's obvious, right? If you're married, you believe in monogamy.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You're married, you're
when we got married, we were monogamous.
And that's just it. That's the thing. So
but I still love that we're married.
Yes, I agree.
I don't want to not be married.
It was because we got married that our love blossomed to the level that it has now.
Yeah.
Which has allowed us to want to open and share our love with other people. You know? But we are still married. I don't find any changes in regards of levels. Say we met a girl and we became a triad and we were all dating each other. I would think that person might feel like there is levels because
probably,
but I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
Because I'll love them wholeheartedly the same way I love you.
Right.
And I would reassure them that. And they'd feel that. And I'm pretty sure even some of the girls that we've already met, they felt that already about us. So in a way, I feel like it makes them feel safer because they can really trust and confide in us. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it would just depend how deep we get into it with someone. If we got into it so deep that we were like buying a house with someone and like actually wanting to be.
Yeah, it's crazy to even think.
You know, that's like a whole nother tier
It is.
It would have to be discussed so thoroughly.
But again, there's so many levels to this. Yeah. We just have to take it step by step. Time by time.
You can't think that far in advance.
Exactly.
We're not there.
All it really matters is if that person really vibes with us, really, and if we can all understand each other on a equal footing, and move on from there.
Well, and we're so chill and open. If whatever they'd said was gonna make them more comfortable, I'm sure we would consider.
Totally.
If they were like, hey, I'd be more comfortable with A, B, and C. We would totally talk about it and consider it. Like, it's not like things are off the table.
Yeah. And like, it's situational. This is a funny one too, because like my mom asked me this when I asked her about like, when I told that we're polyamorous. And I was explaining to her the throuple that we were dating for a little bit. She said, oh, does that throuple all live together? And I'm just like, no, but that's just circumstantial. That's just their situation. Just because you're polyamorous doesn't mean you have to be living together. You don't have to be living together. No, it's just like a relationship, after all. So for us, I would totally be okay with even dating long term, like long distance. Sorry, like if we dated someone long distance, I'd be fine with that too. That's actually like probably the easiest situation because we still have each other. Yeah. And then whenever our girlfriend comes and visits us or whatever, or we visit them, then we're dating.
Especially if they're allowed to like date when they're away from us as well. Yeah, exactly. That would be totally fine.
But before, long distance would be a no-no. No, yeah. I would not do long distance monogamous.
No, not monogamous, but polyamorous.
But polyamorous now, I would definitely do long distance.
It's so funny. It's true though. It's true. Right? How weird.
Just because we date a girl, just because we add a girlfriend to our relationship, doesn't mean that they have to move in with us right away either. Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know why people view it that way. It's not necessary, you know? Like, I view us as one identity now in regards of like, relationship wise, especially the way we're doing polyamory. We just want to add
people to us. But that's just what we're choosing to do.
At
like
this
obviously
moment of
not
time.
Everyone does, but
for sure. I think the average polyamorous people date separately. They just date separately. That's average. But I don't know. We have our love differently, and we want to invite that love and share it with others. So, but yeah, they don't have to move in right away.
I agree.
It's so funny because we don't talk about this very, very, very often. But the more we're talking about this, the more like, man, I wish we did, or
have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I wish we had a girlfriend, or I wish we had more opportunities to have that. But it's tough. Yeah. Now that we're in the line of work that we're in as well.
Yeah, it is tough, but I don't know. You can't want something so bad that it doesn't happen. You know, I feel like we're going with it.
But also with like, I think we have to be okay. We really have to find our boundaries with personal enjoyment and making sure work is safe. I think we need to find where that balance is for us because, you know, with us being tested all the time and making sure that we're clean for work, yes, that could be a really scary thought about like us enjoying ourselves personally, but I don't want that to hinder us from ever actually going to where we want to be personally.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we've talked about this and it is scary, but you know, the more I think about it, the more the thing that's off the table now is like what I used to really want, which was like just the casual,
go out,
like
meet a girl,
go to a nightclub, make out with a girl, bring her home with us. Like obviously that's never going to happen anymore. But like, you know, if we meet people or a couple or a girl or whoever on a dating site and like start going on dates and like actually talk to them first, I'm sure if they really were invested in us, if we said, you need to get tested before we have sex with you, I'm sure that they would. Okay, so we have to wait a couple weeks. Like, oh, let's date first. But yeah, it's just, for me personally, I've done that before where I've been in a relationship and like brought in a girl home from the club. And I liked that kind of an interaction. I think it's fun and it's exciting. But like now that I know how scary things are, I don't think it would be fun and exciting anymore to
definitely different for you.
Fuck someone that's not tested. I'd be like, wow.
I know, right? Apparently I just got to pee very hard. As a man, I just need to pee really hard. And then I won't get anything after I have sex.
Our friend, you know, if he's listening, we're talking about you. He says that's how he makes sure he doesn't
catch anything.
Catch any STDs is he just pisses really hard after
sex. And his count is high. Just saying. And he
He's
says
got a high body count.
It's worked every time, but man, I don't know. That's scary. Also, because it's our job now. It's just scarier.
It is. Yeah. It's like detrimental to our careers. So,
which also just leads back to the fact that dating someone in the sex industry would just make the most sense.
Yeah.
Because they're getting tested all the time. They understand the lifestyle. We connect more. But I think the understanding of the lifestyle is such a big one. Because lots of the people in the sex industry, especially the ones that we've met, are in open relationships or are more open in general. They're just
it's because once you're in this industry where you're having casual sex, you realize that having sex with somebody doesn't mean you're giving them your emotions. You start to realize that like sex doesn't mean as much as maybe you thought it did.
Correct. And for me, that's a big thing.
Because
that was
sex was emotional for you.
I mean, it still is. It still is emotional for me. But now I'm doing sex for work. Now you're
realizing
I can. There's definitely a line there.
There's a difference.
Which is why I don't feel jealousy when another dude's fucking you or whatever. Yeah. I understand. I get it. So.
Were there other ones? Was that it? Jeez, we went on a tangent.
I know, it's great though. Okay.
What time is it that I'm still drinking an energy drink for?
4:19.
Fuck's sakes.
Good. Someone said they want to make an OnlyFans too, but they're kind of scared that their content will not be good enough.
Okay.
What are your thoughts about that?
I hate answering questions when people ask me advice about OnlyFans.
Yeah, but technically this is not advice.
It's not?
In my opinion, especially now where how much the sex industry has developed in regards of OnlyFans as a platform, we're so deep into it now. And maybe that's us thing because we are doing it full time for work, but OnlyFans for sex has been going hard for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, 6 years, maybe even.
2019.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been going for a while now, strong. If you aren't doing it full time or have the drive or want to do it full time, you will not be successful.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people that do it as a side thing.
If you want it as a side thing.
You know, they're not making big bank.
Yeah, if you're doing lots of side things, sure. But, Ben, being on OnlyFans in particular, doing sex work, you just have to be on it. In so many ways that
the difference between like doing it part-time to full-time,
huge.
If you just were like, if you started doing it part-time making a little bit of money, and if you just sunk yourself in doing full-time, guaranteed you'd make more money than whatever job you're at.
Yeah,
sorry, but like
totally. And then the question is saying like you're unsure if your content's not good enough. Yo, our content was shit when we first started. Right? The content develops.
It's your confidence.
Yeah. Everything develops the longer you're into anything. Any skill, anything that you're doing, work, you will get better at it. So yeah, of course you're not going to feel like your confidence is there or that your content is good enough at the beginning. But man, you're just starting out. And if you're stuck on a part-time basis, will you ever get good? I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, I'm not going to give out a bunch of advice just because like there's obviously a lot to it. But like, my number one piece of advice and thing that I would say like people need to invest some money into is fucking lighting. Like literally the difference between having a shittily like no lit like iPhone video versus having some lighting. Like
lighting is huge.
Lighting is huge.
I mean, here's the thing also, like, man, any new generation phone these days will suffice in regards of video and photo capabilities. Yeah. If you got the new iPhone,
you're good.
That's plenty. You don't need anything else. Plus, again, if people enjoy that amateur looking content, then that's great. Yeah. All you need is a phone.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the lighting, if it doesn't look like it's quality, lighting definitely has a huge factor.
The amount of times that I've done like sub for sub with someone and they're like, oh, like, why am I not doing good? And then I look at their content, I'm like, bro.
Just quality.
The quality shit. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, it's in like your dark bedroom and I can hardly even see your pussy. Like, it's a terrible, or like a mirror, like you shot a video in a mirror with no lighting and like you just can't see anything or it's fuzzy. It's and
the quality doesn't take much to get there.
That's what
we're saying. You buy a ring light and then you get a newer phone.
Lights.
Yeah, and then you're set for a long time.
Yeah.
And like any business, reinvest your money into your business.
Totally.
If you want your business to succeed, put money into it. Lots of people don't think that way though because they get greedy. They're like, oh, I'm making plenty of money at X level. I'll just bank everything else now because I'm making good enough money.
Yeah, you need
but if you want to be making more money, invest in your business.
My studio lights were $200 for 2 of them on Amazon. That was one of the first things I remember buying within my first 3 months. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to put $200. I was so nervous to like buy those lights. Man, the difference in just having 2 studio lights, boom. And they're easy. I bring them everywhere. I literally, every time we travel, I pack my damn lights. That's how important they are. So that's it. That's all I'm giving for advice. Otherwise, hit me up if you want to use a referral link, and I might take on a couple people to mentor again. I used to mentor. I've been very busy, but yeah, maybe so like, if you're the right person.
Confidence in content, definitely, quality of content definitely develops as you get into the industry more. You just have to have the passion and the drive in order to do these things. If you have those things, I mean, you will make it. I mean, maybe we got lucky. I don't know. Like, we know some girls that have been on OnlyFans for a long time and they don't have any following whatsoever. But I don't know. We're pushing hard, and it's definitely showing results. So
yeah.
And obviously, like, collaborations is a big deal too. Working with other people gets your name out there. But if you're doing it on a part-time basis, odds are we're not going to work with you.
Yeah.
You know? It depends on the vibe and the look still, but
I'm not going to say that I choose who to work with based on their following. That's definitely not it. For me, it's their quality, their personality, look, and like how into their job they are.
Yeah, I mean, if they're on a part-time basis and their following isn't very high, then yes, we're not going to work with you.
Yeah, take it. Yeah,
we have to see that
it's a profession.
Yeah, exactly.
And
unfortunately, in this profession, they're just there's a lot of people that think they can just get into it and make a shit ton of money, don't have the work ethic or the drive or the want to work very hard. Yeah, there's plenty of people in this industry for that.
Or like even a lot of people that want to stay
faceless.
Pardon me,
anonymous.
Faceless or anonymous. I have my own pretty strong opinions about those things, but I just to me. Why would anyone pay for your sex when there's literally free porn everywhere? They're paying for you as a person. Let them be invested in you. They're like, they want to watch your porn. They want to watch our porn because these people they like us as people. So they want to watch us have sex. Or like me, they like my personality. What do I have other than a hot bod if I'm faceless and I'm not giving my personality? There's tons of hot people having sex for free everywhere.
Yeah. I guess that's also a good conversation to have, the demographic that you want to attract. We obviously are pushing a more genuine vibe. Yeah. And I would have to say, because of that vibe, we are getting more genuine clients, genuine customers.
Totally.
People that message us like, man, you guys are both awesome. I love the content. To get those comments, oh, I love your content, but like quality. Like, yeah, that's
it's
great.
So nice.
But if we were just hot and all we were pushing is hot, I can tell you right now, that demographic of people that are just looking for hot aren't the brightest. I don't even want to be attracting that type of demographic onto our pages.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just it. You can be faceless. You can be completely anonymous, but like, damn, you better be really hot. Sorry. Like, what else would you have going for you if you're not really hot? Like, it's the personality. That's what's selling. That's what's doing it. Like, even a lot of people that are like, oh, like, can I have an OnlyFans, but like, I don't want to do TikTok and I don't want to promote myself on social media. You're not going to get subscribers. How are you going to get subscribers? Yeah. They need to see your personality. That's why so many people do like live streaming and stuff, is to like let people get to know you. So that's my biggest thing there. That's basically why I won't work with like faceless creators and stuff. Like, all to you if it's working for you, but that's just not the path that we are. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
it's not the vibe.
We are putting it all on the line.
Yeah,
we're putting it out there for the whole world to know. So
people know our whole names.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not hiding this at all. So we want to work with people that are kind of in the same boats. You know, it just makes sense for us.
The only thing people don't know is their literal home address. Everything else is on the internet. Yep. And if you know it, can you not dox us, please? That's just don't.
Common sense.
We're having a bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry, YouTube watchers. Once again, my perfectionist brain is killing me right now with the issues that we're having. But if it's not one thing, it's another thing. I mean, the good thing is these podcasts are getting longer, so we're recording longer times, but we're literally running out of memory card space. So
the camera keeps shutting off.
The camera shuts off because we have no memory space. So So that being said, we're going to end it there. Yeah. Hopefully you guys had a good time just watching us banter and talk and answer silly questions and important questions too. But we answered a lot of questions today.
Yeah, it was fun. I had fun playing a little bit of a game. I mean, it's different. It's good. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. As always, we appreciate you.
Yes, we definitely see you guys, especially on the YouTube. The YouTube is definitely blowing up in there. So it's crazy to think that we're approaching 10 episodes already.
Which is going wild. So fast. It's really crazy.
It really is. But thank you guys for following along this journey. I think next episode we'll end up talking lots about the comments that we've received online, the good and the bad.
Just like scrolling through our comments. Man, we get some fucking crazy comments.
Yeah, I think we'll just talk about the what it's like just in the online world, because it's definitely different when you're in it. And even when we hung out with our friends over the weekend, and you know, our friends know us as people, and they're just like, oh, we love what you guys do, you guys are just killing it, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, yeah, but I can tell you right now, not everyone in this world thinks that way. And they're just they get so caught off guard by when we show them what things people are saying about us.
That Facebook community though, Facebook.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Facebook. Bunch of keyboard warriors over there.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, next episode we'll talk all about that, the good and the bad.
Yep.
The funny and the heartwarming stuff. We'll talk about it all. But until then, we'll see you guys next episode.
Peace out.
Thank you guys.